Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel and happy Wednesday to everyone. I hope you're having a great week so far. Well, I've been back to the Dollar Tree. I swear I only went in for a shower curtain to use as a painting drop cloth, but the sticker aisle calls me and I must go. So we're gonna make this very cute window greeting card with these happy birthday banners and hats I found there. I was so impressed with how well stocked it was. For the first time in a really long time, it did look like there was a lot to look at and it wasn't all picked over. In our store, it shares a portion of an aisle with the toy section and it has increased in size, so less toys and more crafts, so I'm pretty happy about that. And they did have a couple repeats from previous years, but there was new stuff to look at as well, and so I picked up a couple new sets including these happy birthday banners, and I'm excited to get to share projects with them, so stick with me and we will make this together. Okay, so here's the stickers that I plan to use for my project today. I don't know that they were designed to work together, but in my mind, they are very well coordinated, so I picked up both packs, and this particular one has quite a few banners in it. Two of them you would have to use together, but that's quite a lot to work with, especially if you combine it with this kind of more accent or detail pack. So you can think of lots of different ways to combine these to get different designs, and so we're just going to use one of those happy birthday banners and then a few of these hats for our project, and I'm gonna pair it with this collection. So this is the spring collection from Echo Park. It's not new. I did find it in my stash, and I thought that those very bright, more primary colors would coordinate really well with that birthday banner. So you find something that is bright and cheerful in your stash and they'll work really well with this set of stickers. So the first thing I want to do is cut out the window that's going to be on the front of the card. I'm going to just demonstrate with the back because I have already cut this one obviously, but I put a couple of bits of low-tack tape here in the middle of my paper, and so I'm going to just center my pattern paper over the cardstock so that I'll get my nice even border. And then I brought in my square die. First what I did was I measured the distance here so that I knew it would stretch all the way across. And once I had my die picked, I could just go ahead and tape this on with that low-tech tape as well, and then run it through the die cutting machine, and it cut both layers at once. So you'll have this, you can use this for a different project obviously because you know it already coordinates. And so you're going to wind up with your square card front with a hole in the middle. The next thing you want to do is grab your card base. This is a standard 6x6, so I started with a 6x12 piece of 110-pound cardstock and scored it at 6 inches. And you really do want that sturdy cardstock because this is meant to be a standing decor birthday item. So now what I want to do is center this on the front of the card again, keeping my nice border all the way around. This does not have to be exact because we're going to cut that square just a little bit bigger than the window we cut out, and I'll go ahead and just give myself a pencil line in the middle. Got a piece of thick cardstock here and I can cut on that. So I'm just going to cut outside of that line because it won't show. That way when we add our layers, and just pop that portion out. So the next thing you want to do is add your piece of clear acetate. That will be the window. And so I have just cut mine slightly smaller. I don't know if that is hard to see on camera, but it's just cut a little bit smaller squares so that I can center it. and it will be well secured on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of my Tombow. And then just press that acrylic into it, or acetate. This is the same material you would use if you were making a shaker box. So this is just going to be a window in this case. So now I've got that added. So now I can add the base to this so that it will be a standing card. I have a piece of 65-pound weight cardstock this time, and I cut it to be 6 inches by 5. I scored it at 1, 2.5, and 4, and that gives me 1.5 inches in the center and then 1 inch on either side to adhere it. You want to add this portion first so you can cover that cut edge with the back panel. So I'm just going to line that right up along the bottom. And press it into place. And then open that up. So now I'm going to bring in my panel for the inside, and I picked that really pretty sweet bright polka dot because it had a different scale to it, not as busy and not as contrasting, so that it wouldn't look too busy on the inside. I'm just going to adhere that exactly as I would if I were putting the inside of a regular card. That's going to cover the cut edge of your folded part on the bottom. And so we can go ahead and pull that tape off. Now I'll fold this piece in and then lay our window portion over the top. Just making sure you get that lined up. Right on the corner. And straight across the bottom. Okay, now you can add your window portion on the front. So what I did before I drew my square was I made marks on the back indicating which way went up so that I knew this was going to line up exactly perfectly. I don't know how easy it is to see, but I put a double layer of my double-sided adhesive tape on this just so that the inside cutout portion would be adhered to the acetate as well, so that it had a nice good contact. And I'm just going to pull this a little bit closer and make sure that I've got my arrows pointing in the right direction. And then I'll just add this to my card front. And now you can see when it sits up that it has that pretty layering pattern showing through the window. So now what I want to do is start to decorate the front of my card. And I think it is important to put these bigger pieces on first to make sure that you're leaving room for them. And so these have a little bit of foam dimension in the back. And because we have that acetate in there, we can adhere that right all the way across. I might pull this a little bit closer just so I can see right over the top of it. And I'm gonna leave just a little bit of that window showing so that you can see where it starts at the top. Now we'll do the same for the second banner shape. Just kind of getting that lined up so that there's an even amount of space between these banners. Okay, so now what I want to do is bring in those additional stickers, and these are going to kind of balance the top part where there's a little bit more detail. So I think what I want to do is put the purpley one on top. I'll just go ahead and adhere this to the corner. When this is folded flat, you can see the folded portion inside, but when it's open, you won't see that. Just wanted to mention that in case you noticed. And I'm going to offset these little party hats so that they are definitely layering elements. Okay, now I did create a little bit of a floral arrangement for this. Of course, I picked colors that were in the stickers already. And so I picked that pretty teal and white. And then instead of matching the brightness of the yellow in the background, I went a couple of shades warmer just so that it wouldn't be too matchy-matchy. And I'm just going to add this right to the corner. And then of course I want to include some festive little charms, and these have cupcakes, so I thought they would be perfect for a birthday card. And I'm just going to measure these so that they fall about halfway between those banners, and I'll add those as I do with a little hot glue. Press my string into that and then cover those cut edges with my vintage button. Now remember the piece that we started with before we cut the window out? This is going to be the back, and because you can see inside the card when it's displayed, you'll want to finish off the back and add a portion for a sentiment to be added so that you can keep that on your card but not have the sentiment displayed on the front. And so I just went ahead and cut that same pattern for the back, and you would add a small section to put your writing on. That's it for our fun window card created with those Dollar Tree stickers. I'm really looking forward to coming up with some different designs to use up the rest of those stickers, and I hope to bring those to you as a tutorial as well. If you enjoyed this project, make sure you let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you have found any good stuff at the Dollar Tree lately. Remember to give me a big thumbs up and check in the description for links for all our social media sites. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.